I just got back from a 2-week trip to France and I bought like hella souvenirs while I was there. So I'm gonna do a little haul of all the things that I bought while I was in France. I was in Paris for about half the time I was there, and most of the souvenirs are from Paris. But I also spent 4 nights in Antibes in the south of France. And I also spent a night in Annecy in the French Alps, which was incredible. Okay, I think I'm gonna start with the food just so I can get it like right back into the fridge right away. The first thing I bought was butter, so much butter. This is maybe like a third of the butter that I brought back with me. On my last night in Paris, I went to La Grande Épicerie, which is like a big gourmet grocery store in Paris. And I bought a few different brands. This one is called Au Beurre. They got a little mushed in my suitcase on the way back, which is why they're misshapen like this. This one is Au Beurre. This one is Maison Bordier. And this one I had seen on TikTok. At the Grande Épicerie location that people show on TikTok, there's like a wall of all just butters from this brand, and they're like in different flavors. At the location that I went to, they only had a few different flavors and none of them really sounded good to me. So I just got the demi-sel, which means like lightly salted. Got this brand, Échiré, and this is doux, which just means like unsalted butter. Like I said, this is just a fraction of the butter that I brought back. I brought back so much. The reason I was so excited to bring back so much butter is because I make fresh sourdough every week. So kind of along those same lines, I got a ton of jam. These are all from a specialty store in Paris. We got 5 of them. This one is blackberry. This one is mango passion fruit vanilla. This one is blueberry lime basil. This one is raspberry lychee. And this one, which we've already started eating, is raspberry. I don't know what it is about French jams, but they are so delicious. And then the last food item we got was some mustard from this brand Marche. When we were driving from Annecy back to Paris, we stopped in Dijon, which is like obviously where Dijon mustard is from. So we had to stop at this famous mustard place and get some fresh mustards. The mustards were so good. So the way they do it is they have prepackaged mustards, or you can go in and taste test a bunch of them, pick which one you want, and then pick the jar, and they pour it in fresh for you. It is pretty expensive, but the jars are reusable, and the mustard is like literally so delicious. Like I remember tasting it at the store and being like, oh my God, this is one of the best things I've ever tasted. I'll show you what they look like too. So this one is like a truffle mustard. Obviously we've started using these already. We've been back for 5 days now. And this one is just regular mustard. It's phenomenal. It's so good. I've been putting it on everything. Anything that I don't put the jam and butter on, I put the mustard on. Okay, that's it for food. I wanted to move on to some beautiful Tunisian pottery I bought at a market. The market was at Les Halles, and we didn't go there on purpose. We kind of stumbled upon it. There was one day where we started in Montmartre, which is where we were staying, and we walked all the way to Notre Dame. So on that day, we stumbled upon a market and found this incredible pottery. All of it is handmade, hand painted in Tunisia. I fell in love with this little fish pattern, so I bought 4 bowls. Unfortunately, 2 of them shattered in travel, so we only have 2. But I also got a matching spoon rest with 2 little cute fishes on it. And I bought these 2 oil containers that I think are absolutely stunning. So this one I'll probably use for avocado oil, and this one I'll use for olive oil. On the same day after we went to Notre Dame, we went across the river to the Shakespeare and Company bookstore. Now, I studied abroad in Paris like a long time ago, and when I was there, the Shakespeare and Company bookstore was famous, but it wasn't like such a tourist attraction. Now it's almost impossible to get in. We got there and there was a line going around the corner trying to get into the bookstore. I said, hell no, I'm not waiting in that line. And when I looked inside the bookstore, it was so crowded. I was like, I'm gonna have a mental breakdown if I try to go in there with all those people. It's very small. It's a small bookstore. So I didn't go into the bookstore to buy any books, unfortunately, but I did go into the cafe next door and get a latte, and I bought a tote bag. Here's what it looks like. And here's the other side. The other side is slightly different. I'm not really a tote bag girl, to be honest with you. I like real purses, but I'll probably use this for groceries. On another day that we were in Paris, I went to the most incredible flea market at Porte de Vanves. I'll post the information down in the description box if you're planning a trip to Paris and you want to go to like the coolest flea market ever. I personally love flea markets. I had so much fun just going and spending like hours looking around at all the different antique and vintage products, but most of them were too big to fit in my luggage. So all I ended up buying were some kitchen towels. I bought 3 cotton kitchen towels made in France. Very beautiful, very good quality. Here's the first one. Has this pretty checkerboard print on it. Here's the second one with some cute squiggles. And this is the third one with kind of a gingham pattern. I love bringing everyday items like this back as souvenirs from trips because now whenever I use this towel, I'll think about the wonderful flea market that I went to in Paris. Okay, so I've showed you food and also kind of like miscellaneous things that I bought. My last category is skincare, and this is the biggest category. So let's start off with face skincare. I got one of these Caudalie Vino Perfect serums. This is apparently really good for like red spots and sunspots. I don't have any sun damage because I wear sunscreen every day, but I do have like leftover red marks from where I had acne. And apparently this is really good at helping clear those up. This is available in the States, but it's way less expensive if you get it in France. It's like half the price. I think here it's like $80 and I paid about 40 euros for this. What it looks like. I also got a La Roche-Posay Effaclar. This is a benzoyl peroxide cream and it's really good for unclogging pores. I already have one of these. Again, you can get this in the States. It's just a little cheaper if you get it in France. I usually use it just on the bottom part of my face because I get a lot of clogged pores down here. A313 or A313, this is a retinol. I've heard it's kind of similar to tretinoin and I've used tretinoin before and really liked it, but I've heard that this is better. And I've used it once already. It's a different consistency from tretinoin. Like tretinoin is more of a cream. This one is called a pomade, but it's more of like a gel almost. If you've ever used like Neosporin, it's kind of that consistency. I don't know if you can see that like in the tube. I don't want to waste any because it was kind of expensive, but that's what it looks like. And last of all, I got this Caudalie sunscreen balm. It looks like this. It's just a stick and you can use it to reapply SPF throughout the day. It's really lightweight. It doesn't feel oily or anything. And it was only 10 euros. 2 toothpastes from the brand Marche. I saw these all over TikTok. A lot of people really like this toothpaste and I'm like very picky about toothpaste. I can only use certain ones. So I figured I would give this like bougie toothpaste a try and see if I like it. This is something that is also available in the US, but more expensive. The 2 flavors I got are Classic Strong Mint and Whitening Mint. On our last night in Paris, we stayed in Montmartre, and so we were just kind of like walking around the neighborhood and we saw this like beautiful soap store, definitely very touristy, but it smelled so good. So I picked up a couple of soaps. This one is Champagne. This one is Orange Blossom, and this one is Rose. They smell incredible. I'm not normally even a bar soap kind of person. I really like body wash, but these smelled so good that I had to get them. Okay, sorry if the video looks a little different now. My iPhone ran out of storage and I had to go delete some stuff. I got 2 chlorine dry shampoos. I'm a longtime user of Batiste dry shampoos, but they've gotten so expensive lately and I kind of feel like the quality has gone downhill a little bit. So I wanted to try something new and these work so well. And you need way less of it than with other dry shampoos I've tried. Like with different dry shampoos, I've had to spray a whole bunch of the powder into my hair. With this, it's just a few little sprays and it soaks up all of the oil. And then last of all, some products from a brand that I already loved. Nukes. I got the body and hair oil. I've also used this before. I just ordered it off of Amazon, but if you get it in France, I've heard that it's not only cheaper, but it's also better quality. So I got one of these at one of the French drugstores that I went to. And then when I was at the airport at duty free, I saw this kit that comes with another oil plus a body wash and a body lotion, so I got this too. The oil is so nice. It smells kind of like orange blossom. It's super hydrating. One thing about me is that I'm on spironolactone, which helps with my acne, but it also, I found, dries out my skin like all over my body. So after I get out of the shower, I can't just put lotion on because my skin will be dry within hours. I also have to use an oil, and this one works really, really well. Keeps my skin hydrated for a full 24 hours until I shower again. Anyway, that's everything that I brought back from France. Hopefully you enjoyed my little haul. I think I'm gonna start posting consistently on this channel finally. I am going to be posting a lot of thrifting content, a lot of gardening content. I don't know if you saw my last video. It's a tour of my front yard garden. I ripped out all of the grass in my front yard and I put in raised beds and flower rows and turned it into a fruit, vegetable, and flower garden so that I could feed myself and my neighbors and my friends. So that journey has been really interesting and I'll be posting more about that if you want to hear more. I also am very into thrifting, very into home decor. I've been getting more into fashion lately. So if any of that sounds good to you, please subscribe and I'll see you in the next one.